In a land where the sun rose gently over red earth and the moon listened closely to human secrets, there lived a woman named Tanya. Tanya was known in her village as the woman who kept her house clean, even when her heart was untidy. Everything around her shone: her clothes, her speech, her steps. People said, if Kiss had a face, it would look like Tanya. She lived with Daniel, a man whose love was quiet, like early morning dew. Daniel did not shout his love. He did not perform it. He showed it by staying. When the roof leaked, he fixed it. When Tanya was silent, he listened. When the world was heavy, he carried it without complaint. But Tanya's heart was restless. She said to herself, "Why does peace feel like boredom? Why does safety feel like sleep?" And so, dissatisfaction began to whisper to her at night. One season, during a celebration where drums spoke louder than wisdom, Tanya met Jordan, a man whose words danced like fireflies. Jordan laughed loudly. He touched boldly. He made promises that sounded like thunder but carried no rain. Where Daniel was a lamp, Jordan was wildfire. And Tanya, without knowing, began to warm herself at two fires. One fire cooked her food, the other only warmed her hands. The elders say, a goat that eats from two farms will one day be caught between two owners. Tanya ignored this truth. Each night, guilt knocked on her door. Each morning, Daniel still greeted her with kindness. And kindness, when taken for granted, slowly turns into grief. One day, the two fires met. Truth has a way of walking barefoot, slow, silent, but impossible to stop. Daniel learned the truth not from shouting, but from silence. He looked at Tanya and said only this: "I stayed, but you traveled." And that was when Tanya understood too late. Jordan's fire could warm her skin, but it could not build a home. By the time she turned back, Daniel's lamp had burnt out, not from lack of oil, but from carrying light alone for too long. And so, the elders tell this story to daughters and sons. Do not mistake peace for emptiness. Do not trade a home for excitement. Fire is sweet to watch, but it cannot replace light. Because some lessons arrive only when there's no time left to use them. And Tanya, the woman who fed two fires, was left standing in the cold, remembering the warmth she once called boring.